This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. In a rare diplomatic exchange, the foreign ministers of Armenia and Ukraine met yesterday in Poland on the sidelines of the Warsaw Security Forum. I had an insightful conversation with my counterpart Andrei Sabiha. We agreed to develop Armenian-Ukrainian cooperation and enhance the bilateral agenda, Armenian Foreign Minister Ararat Mirzoyan said in a social media post. Sabiha wrote that the two discussed what we can do together to bring closer a comprehensive, just and lasting peace in Europe, adding that he invited Mirzoyan to visit Kiev. Relations between Armenia and Ukraine have long been strained. For more than a decade, Kiev has generally aligned itself with Baku, praising Azerbaijan's efforts to regain control over Nagorno-Karabakh, and often drawing parallels with Ukraine's own struggle against Russia's invasion. Some Ukrainian officials have also welcomed Azerbaijan's limited military assistance, while reports have suggested that Kiev even established arms production facilities in Azerbaijan. A previous rare diplomatic encounter took place in February when the chairman of Armenia's Parliamentary Committee on Foreign Relations, Sargis Handanyan, met with Ukrainian parliamentary speaker Ruslan Stefanchuk in Kiev. At the time, Stefanchuk emphasized that Ukraine respects Armenia's territorial integrity. Ukraine is home to a large Armenian diaspora community. According to Yerevan's Office of the High Commissioner for Diaspora Affairs, up to 500,000 ethnic Armenians live in the country, though it is unclear whether the figure includes territories currently occupied by Russia. Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan addressed the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe in Strasbourg today, speaking on Armenia's democratic development and the peace process with Azerbaijan. Democracy is extremely valuable and important for us. Democracy in Armenia is in safe hands, Pashinyan told the session, while noting ongoing challenges with vote buying and disinformation. He said that certain political forces continue to use electoral bribery, while law enforcement lacks tools to measure its impact on results or bar offenders from elections. According to him, disinformation is an even bigger problem as, quote, most media outlets remain under the control of former ruling forces ousted in 2018 who now use illicitly gained assets to spread misinformation, end of quote. On regional issues, Pashinyan once again said that there is now peace between Armenia and Azerbaijan following last month's US-brokered peace declaration signed at the White House. However, he again criticized Baku for using the term Zangezur corridor, stressing that no such concept exists in any agreement and warning that naming Armenian territory without its consent contradicts mutual recognition of sovereignty. The term refers to a land connection between mainland Azerbaijan and its Nakhichevan exclave that is expected to go through southern Armenia. Long sought by Baku, it was secured in Washington last month and titled Trump Route for International Peace and Prosperity, while Zangezur corridor remains to be seen in Armenia as irredentist rhetoric. Pashinyan also said Armenia should account for missing persons and deal with the ongoing detention of Armenian prisoners of war in Azerbaijan. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 92. This is because 92 years ago today, the first passenger flight in Armenian aviation history took place. Aviation in Armenia had begun earlier, with a flying club operating in Yerevan since the early 1920s, and Armenian pilots even fighting for Russia in the First World War, but it was in 1933 that passenger transport was officially launched. On that day, a plane departed from Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, and landed on an airstrip southwest of Yerevan. 5 years later, that same airstrip became Armenia's first airport, Erebuni, which today serves as a military base. Since then, Armenian civil aviation has seen ups and downs, from the boom of small regional routes in the late Soviet period to the collapse of the 1990s and the slow revival in the 21st century. Today, Armenia has 3 operating civilian airports that served more than 5.2 million passengers last year. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.